Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to deal with the chapter 1.4 Pillars of Democracy, written by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was a man who has framed and drafted the Constitution of India. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna award posthumously, that means after his death, for his dedication and commitment for the welfare of the country. And he was the one who truly believed or laid emphasis on the principles or values of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let's try to understand this chapter in detail. I am referring to page 36 of the textbook. Pillars of democracy. What is democracy? Democracy is a system of government elected by the people. It means it is a government of, for, and by the people. And democracy is derived from the Greek word demos. And demos meaning people. Okay, so the first question before us, we have been given democracy. Okay, so now how are we going to maintain this democracy? If we wish to maintain democracy not merely in the form but also in fact, what must we do? This is a valid question before us because all the principles, the rules, regulations are mentioned in the book. But it's just not important that it is lying there in the book. We should actually put it into practice. So what are we going to do? How are we going to effectively make use of our precious democracy? So what he says is, the first thing in my judgment is we must hold on to the constitutional methods. Now, what are these constitutional methods? The constitutional methods actually involve three units. These are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. So, the legislature has the duty of making laws. Executive does the duty of bringing those laws into action. Okay, and thirdly, the judiciary. So any dispute or anything wrong, somewhere going wrong in the country, violation of rules are taking place, then the judiciary handles those situations. So why we got to follow these constitutional methods is because we have certain social and economic objectives. So we have a 5-year plan and we have certain objectives to be fulfilled. So they can be fulfilled only if we stick to these constitutional methods. So where constitutional methods are open, there is no justification for unconstitutional. So we have to abide by the rules. There is no choice that we disobey these methods or these rules. If we disobey, like for example, I would say in the situation of this pandemic, we are supposed to follow the rules and regulations laid by the certain norms which we got to follow, like having a mask, maintaining social distance. These are some sanitization. All these are the rules laid by the government and we got to follow it. If we don't, then we are risking our own life, and not only our life but the life of other people. Similarly, if we are not following the traffic rules, we are violating the rules. Okay, so we are disobeying. Okay, as citizens we are supposed to follow these rules and regulations. Otherwise what happens is it leads to the grammar of anarchy. Grammar of anarchy meaning absolute disorder. For a country to smoothly function, the citizens need to follow certain rules and regulations. Okay, otherwise it becomes very difficult for the government to function. The second thing, what the author is saying is, he is quoting John Stuart Mill, and he says, for the maintenance of democracy, he says, not to lay the liberties at the feet of a great man or to trust him with powers which enable him to subvert the institutions. Okay, now earlier days the kings ruled us, then we formed our own government. Okay, and then we elect our representatives. We have many leaders, so that doesn't mean that we give them the complete power. Okay, so that they act according to their whims and fancies. So we should not give them that much of power that they can take the power in their hands, the authority in the hands, and cause damage or destruction to the institutions or the country. So definitely what he says is we should be grateful to great men, all the leaders who have sacrificed their lives. We need to pay respect, okay, to them for their services, and but then there are limits to it. They are not god men, okay. So he quotes Irish patriot Daniel O'Connell. He says, no man can be grateful at the cost of his honor. Okay, nothing at the cost of man's honor. Secondly, no woman can be grateful at the cost of her chastity. Nobody can question her modesty. Okay. And thirdly, nothing is more greater than for a nation at the cost of its liberty. So a nation has to be absolutely free. Okay, it cannot be bonded. So all these three things are essential. And then in case of India, he says in India, bhakti. Okay, bhakti meaning religiously following somebody or something. So here bhakti is a word which is associated with religion, okay, devotion. So here we need not do hero worship. Okay, he might be a great man, but we need not do hero worship. So bhakti in religion may be a road to salvation. It is salvation Bhagwan ke liye. If you want to have moksha, then bhakti is the way. But then let's not mix bhakti with politics. Politics is different, religion is different. So if we try to mix both, he says, in politics, bhakti or hero worship is a sure road to degradation. So if we mix religion in this, definitely it is going to lead to degradation. It's going to destroy the institution. Okay, it's going to destroy the country. So let's not mix that. On 26th of Jan 1950, that's the time when we became republic, we will have equality in social and economic life. That's what we are promised. So in politics, okay, when we are electing people, once we are of the age of voting, then we can go and vote. So it's the we follow the principle of one man, one vote. Okay, one person can only give one vote, and one vote, so it is one value. So it is 1:1 ratio, 1:2 या 3 ratio नहीं है. Okay. So when people are giving so much of an importance and what do you say, they think that you're going to make their lives better and the country will fulfill certain objectives, economic, social, political objectives. So we cannot deny the public what they deserve. Okay, so they have certain aspirations, their needs, okay, that we got to fulfill. We got to treat them equally. So everybody is equal in front of the law. So we cannot deny equality in social and economic life. So if we are doing that, our democracy is definitely going to be in danger, in peril, in danger. So the moment people feel that they have lost confidence in this government is not doing anything, they have the right to overthrow this government. That much power people have. That's why we follow this democratic form of government. Okay, so this the government which fails to live to the standards or the expectations of the people will definitely crumble down. Okay, so we shall stop this lecture here and continue in the next video lecture. I hope you've understood. Thank you.